everyone. My name is Henna, and I'm really excited for our chat today with Shipra. And we're going to be talking about all things related to credit cards. We know y'all have submitted a bunch of questions, and so Shipra will be answering all of them. If there are more questions after, please feel free to post it on the group, and we'll be happy to take them as well. So, thank you, Shipra. Thanks for doing this. I guess why don't we start with a quick introduction about you?
Um, Very briefly, I am like anybody else on the Basis platform. I have a day career. I
Mm-hmm.
work as a lifestyle consultant. And I also write about credit cards and
Mm-hmm.
travel loyalty. My partner and I, we run a website that's called Life from a Lounge, where we actually write a lot about credit cards, earning air miles, earning hotel points. And when we use them for our vacations, we actually share it with everyone how we've made use of them.
Right.
So, in short, that's what we do. I also run workshops for women. They're
Mm-hmm.
called PointsPurse.
Okay.
They're essentially to get women started
Mm-hmm.
with credit cards, but with the right knowledge, because
Right.
there isn't right knowledge, available
Fair enough.
publicly.
Yeah. So very similar to what we're trying to do
Yeah.
with basis for investments and things like that. Awesome. So let's go into like what are credit cards and like why are they such a useful tool?
So, before sharing why, and
Mm-hmm.
this is my perspective,
Yeah.
obviously based on my own experience, but before sharing why credit cards are useful, what are credit cards? Credit cards, very simply, is an unsecured loan,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, you take a piece of plastic, you
Mm-hmm.
sign papers where you promise to pay the bank
Yeah.
within your monthly cycle. And essentially, every time you're spending money, you are not depleting your own cash balance,
Yeah.
but it's the bank's money that you're spending,
Yeah.
right? And then at the end of the month, they'll send you a statement and
Yeah.
you
You
have
pay
to
it back.
repay them
Yeah.
in full, obviously, always in full,
Right.
right? So it's a form of unsecured loan. It's the easiest form of unsecured loan that anybody can get,
Right. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Answering your second question, why are they useful? Now, credit cards can be handy for a number of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One is that you can actually save money on credit cards. You can save a
Right.
lot of money
Right.
because banks constantly do promotions,
Hmm.
where if you pay via a certain credit card, you could get a cashback. I mean, I was at Tanishq over the weekend and they are
Yeah.
currently running. So if any of you are planning to go, it might come handy for you.
Right.
But they're running a promotion with HDFC Bank
Hmm.
cards. If you pay with an HDFC Bank credit card, you get
Hmm.
like some 2,500 rupees back right
Oh,
now.
okay.
So similarly, I mean, you could use it just not for big purchases, but you
Yeah.
could earn discounts, cashbacks, discounts
Yeah.
on your everyday purchases, on your big baskets, on
Yeah.
whatever you're doing. I
Right.
do it all the time.
Right.
Again, why are they helpful? What are the benefits? So for me, I think that you are not using up your own cash
Yeah.
immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving you that extra line of credit for a certain number of days.
Yeah.
That could actually come very, very handy so
Mhm.
many times.
Yeah. So essentially, for the first month, it's like a free loan, right?
Exactly.
That's how you look at it, and that's why
Exactly.
you're like also saving that money because your money could be, let's say, if it's an NFT, you're getting that interest on it while you're getting an interest-free loan through a credit card. Very simply
Absolutely.
speaking, right? But then the catch is always if you don't pay it back in full, it's one of the most expensive loans out
Yes.
there, right?
Exactly. And I
Okay.
think that is where the catch really is, right?
Yeah.
So credit cards are good
Mm-hmm.
for you if you pay off your bills on time.
Yeah.
And that's a basic financial discipline that we
Sure.
all need to have. So it's not a loan for eternity that we don't have to pay back. We have to
So
pay
it's an
back.
extremely short term.
Exactly, because it does affect your credit score. If you don't pay it back, your credit score takes a hit.
Right.
And as financially independent women, we all need to ensure that each one of us have a very strong credit score.
Got it. So great. That was actually going to be my next question. So how does your credit score get affected when you apply for a credit card? If you miss a payment, or like what is I guess the impact on your credit score when you get and use a credit card?
So, so credit score, there are a number of things that affect your credit score, right?
Mhm.
And they make it up.
Yeah.
One part of it is your unsecured loan, a portion of the unsecured loan that you take. Credit cards can actually help you build your credit score.
Yeah.
So if you don't have one, why? Because it shows that you are a disciplined
True.
you're a financial user and you have discipline.
Yeah.
Because you're taking money and you're kind of
Paying
paying
it
it
back on
back.
time.
So
And, yeah.
that's a trend that the financial institutions see. It could come very handy, right? Because what if tomorrow I want to start my own business? Let's say I want to
Yeah.
quit my work. I want
Yeah.
to start my own business. I want to take a loan,
Right.
or I want to go and study outside.
Yeah.
Or what if I want to buy a house for myself?
Right.
I'm going to need a loan for all this.
Yeah.
And the first thing that the bank is actually going to do is check my credit score.
So this is like a CIBIL score, right?
Exactly.
That's the credit
Exactly.
score. Got it.
So they're going to check my credit score, and if I have, so not only are banks happy to give loans to people who have good credit scores, but if you have a really good credit score, then you can also negotiate your percentages, your loan percentage.
Okay.
So just imagine, even if you could negotiate a 0.5% on a housing loan of 50 lakhs
That's
or a crore,
huge.
that's actually huge money,
Yeah.
right? So again, credit scores are important. And I think for women, all of us, we need to ensure that we are not thriving on our father's, husband's, brother's credit score. We need to have our credit score, and we need to make sure that it's strong.
Right. Makes a lot of sense. And one more question on this before we go into the group's questions. Is how do you, like, I know the bank, when you get a credit card, you get a certain monthly limit. Are there ways to increase that? How does that typically get set? Do the banks typically start small? I'm guessing if you may be new to the credit card space.
Right. So if you're starting out, every card comes with a limit on it.
Yeah.
If you're starting out, you usually have a smaller limit.
Yeah.
But if you are a regular user or if you're a regular spender, and let's say you want to do a big purchase.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say you want to buy a car and you want to buy it on a credit card.
Yeah.
You can always call up the bank and ask them to increase the limit.
Okay.
They do it. Okay.
But it depends on your history.
It depends on your history. Again,
Right.
it's very relationship and history, or how good you are is your payment history, how much you're spending on the card. But then there are also cards that come with no limits fixed, so there's no preset limit.
Okay. Topic for another day. I'd love to know which cards those are. Great. So I think we have quite a few questions. So question from Shruti is it worth to pay an annual fee for a credit card with rewards? Do free ones offer as many benefits?
So, is it worth paying a fee? I just want to say that I have many credit cards in my wallet. Every single one is paid for. I don't keep a free credit card.
Okay.
And the reason is that, a free credit card actually offers you very, very poor rewards. It could be, the value could be 10 pesos, sometimes even less than that.
Okay.
But if you pay a little bit for your credit card, the value of rewards could be so much higher.
Okay.
So just as an example, there is a credit card in the market where the annual fee is 1,500 rupees.
Okay.
Now, the minute you, so it's not very expensive, right?
Yeah.
It's what one dinner would really cost us in a year.
Right.
Now, the minute you take the credit card and you do your first swipe, you get an economy class ticket to anywhere in India. Essentially, you immediately set off your 1,500, right? Because even if you do a Bombay to Goa, the ticket is always more than 1,500. So again, and plus every time you use the card, you're earning air miles on it. Every time you use it, you're earning air miles. So which means you're kind of building up towards your next vacation or your next, your next getaway. So paying for a credit card, if anybody asks me, should I pay for a credit card? My answer always is yes.
Okay.
Pay a small fee. Know what you want out of your credit card.
Of course. It has to match up to your
exactly. If you're somebody who loves to travel, credit cards can be actually a brilliant tool to help you save money on travel.
Right. Interesting. That is kind of counterintuitive, but it's very, very interesting. So I guess takeaway from that is pay for the card, but ensure that the benefits kind of tie in with what you would
You
spend
want.
on anyway,
Exactly.
right? So in this
Exactly.
example, it was travel. In other cases, it could be, I don't know, different kinds of purchases. Great. I'm also learning so many things. How negotiable is this fee structure across providers? Do credit cards, do they are usually fixed fees, or how does it work?
So, credit cards publish a fee. Every bank will publish a fee. Sometimes they are actually willing to waive it off. Not
Yeah.
all of them. There are certain, and a lot of credit card companies or banks will already write in their terms and conditions. So, for example, if you spend 4 lakh on the card, your fee is waived off next year.
Okay.
So again, it depends on which card you want to apply for,
Got it.
or which financial institution you're dealing with. Some of them do negotiate.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, it kind of goes back, right? It depends on your spending history. Essentially, they
Right.
want you to spend on it. So if you can show.
So does your relationship with the bank, so you brought up HDFC as an example, does if I've been banking with HDFC for some time, would that kind of help me get, a good credit card at a decent fee, or is it sort of independent?
So, well, I have heard that a lot of people who
Hmm.
bank with HDFC do get, the entry level credit card, which I
Hmm.
think they charge 1,000 rupees for. They get it free.
Right, right.
So,
okay. So there is a benefit to having that
yeah.
ongoing
So it's
relationship.
never a bad idea. Having said that, if you want one of the top end cards that they have,
Yeah.
and this is irrespective, HDFC, Citibank, American Express,
Right.
you should be ready to pay that money, because
Yeah.
those do not get, banks are usually not open to waiving that off, because the
Fair
benefits
enough.
that they come with, like,
Yeah.
outweigh the fee.
Right.
So
Right.
again,
Makes sense. Okay, we have a question from Priyanka who is asking, how do I maximize on points? How far does it help with your credit score if you use it responsibly? So I think we've answered part two already, but how do you maximize on points? I know we were chatting about this right before. This
right,
as well.
yeah. So again, one of the reasons I like to use my credit card over cash or debit card, and I use my credit card for everything. Even
Yeah.
if I have to buy vegetables, I will.
Take out your
I will
credit
take
card.
out my credit
Yeah.
card, or if I'm have to pay the dry cleaner, I'm actually going to use my credit card. And the reason I like it is because it earns me rewards,
Yeah.
right? And credit cards earn you rewards in different forms, right? So some will give you cash back, everything will give you reward points. The value of those reward points is going to be different.
Right.
Okay. If you are somebody, so where you can really optimize value with a credit card is on travel. I've actually seen that you can really maximize your value on travel. So
Right.
get a credit card that earns you travel rewards.
So this includes like airfare, hotels.
Yeah, so credit cards, they offer you travel rewards in different forms. Okay, one is where you earn points, and then you can convert it into air miles or hotel points.
Got it.
Okay. The second one is that they will offer you a fixed value. So let's say for every 150 rupees you spend, you get 30 paisa worth of value back.
Right.
Okay, and that you can use to book flights.
Okay.
Flights, hotels, whatever you want.
Right.
And the value could differ. So
Sure.
depending upon how much you pay for the credit card, what benefits it comes with, it could be anywhere from 20 paisa all the way up to 1 rupee.
Right. Okay.
So again, it purely depends on what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
So if you're somebody, let's say, who wants to travel around the world, and wants to keep flexible points, you might want to get one where you can transfer it to another airline, and that is when you need to travel, right? So something to really bear in mind is that some credit card points expire. So you just can't keep collecting, keep collecting, thinking I will use it one day
for this massive purchase.
Yeah.
Or something.
So
yeah.
while all don't expire, majority of credit card points do expire.
Yeah.
And it's the first thing I tell everybody, when you get a card, check what is the validity of points. Is it 2 years, is it 3 years, or they don't expire?
Right.
Personally, I like to keep points that don't expire.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be bothered, right? You keep collecting, and when I need it, I just use it.
Right.
So if you really want to optimize your points, I think travel is a great way of optimizing credit card points.
Okay.
Earn it every day for
Hmm.
your everyday expenses,
Yeah.
and use it when you have to travel. And I'm going to give you an example today morning.
Huh.
So, my husband and I, we decided we want to go home. Home for us is Delhi.
Yeah.
We want to go home over the weekend
Yeah.
because it's election in Maharashtra.
Right.
And Monday is a holiday.
Right.
And we have to come back Monday night.
Hmm.
Now, we have booked our a business class ticket to come back from Delhi into Mumbai. Okay, and we've used it using our miles on the card.
Got it.
I just checked the fare,
Huh.
and the cheapest business class ticket right now for Monday is 26,000 rupees.
Just one way.
Just one
From
way.
Delhi to
From
Bombay.
Delhi to Bombay.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
is
that's
what
your
it
benefit.
could do.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
your value
So
for
between
money
the two
right
of
there.
us, we've already saved 50,000 rupees.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's for one person.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Great. So I know we want to sort of wrap up. So what are kind of your just words of wisdom and kind of wrapping up, this discussion for, women who are looking to learn more about credit cards and start using them?
So I would always say that don't sign up for a credit card blankly just because your friend said it's good, or your relationship manager at the bank said it's good,
Yeah.
or you heard from somebody it's good. Because a credit card that might work for me may not work for you.
Right.
So really know
Yeah.
what you want. Okay, so a good thing to know is what are your expenses. Okay, and mind you, I never propagate overspending. A lot of people think that you overspend on a card. You don't have to overspend on a card to earn the rewards.
You're still within your means and
exactly
your budgets.
So know what you're spending on every day, and then see which credit card is going to give you rewards on it.
Right.
See what are the kind of rewards you're going to get. So if you're somebody who might like to buy things for the home, and might want to redeem points for that, you might want to think about a payback card. Or if you're somebody who's into instant gratification, you might want to think about a credit card that gives you cashbacks. Right. But if you're somebody, let's say, who can hold for some time, and you're somebody who's planning a holiday, you might want to think, about getting a credit card that's earning you travel. So really know what you want.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say is that know the basics. Yeah. Credit card is a credit tool and not equal to a debit card, which I hear a lot of people say. So it's not essentially, both function. They look the same. Yeah. The purpose and the function is different. So know your basics, and again. I always tell people, use it everywhere. Yeah. Even if you have to pay 100 rupees, if let's say you're taking an Uber ride and paying 100 rupees, the 100 rupees of cash will not get you anything. Right. But 100 rupees on a credit card is going to earn you 4 air miles. So, okay. So keep that calculation in the head and, use it everywhere.
Got it. I think that's great advice. Lots of words of wisdom, lots for us to learn. So thank you, Shipra. This was super useful. Shipra has also written a piece on our blog, so we'll post the link to that as well. And if you have questions, please go ahead and ask them as comments. And thanks a lot.
My pleasure. Thank you, Hannah.
Thanks.